What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Radiovania, episode number 50, your nerdy public radio for all things entertainment and pop culture. John was dabbing because, yes, it is us. We are back for our episode 50 spectacular. It's been too long. In fact, John, do you know how long? Well, I'm your host, Zach Vitello. We've been gone so long, we don't even know how to introduce ourselves anymore. My name is Zach Vitello, at Zach Vitello on Twitter, at Zach Vitello on Instagram and Facebook, wherever you want to find me. And sitting across from me is the beautiful, the dreamin', the swan song, John Swanson.
I appreciate the compliments. It's good to be back. It's very good.
It's good to be sitting across from the table.
It's got to be, what, 2 months?
Well, I'm about to look up here. What's your guess?
I'm going to go with 45 days.
45 days. The last episode was August 13th.
Math.
I don't know. The point is that...
I think I gotta be right.
That's gotta be somewhere around there. But we're recording this on Sunday, October 8th. It is 12:12 a.m. here in beautiful, rainy Cincinnati, Ohio. We just got back from seeing Blade Runner, so you're gonna hear our Blade Runner thoughts and opinions. We're gonna deal with some kind of spoilers. We're not gonna try and spoil the entire movie, but we are gonna kind of talk about minor plot details. But we also have great news for you. We're going to talk about all the stuff that we missed in the past couple months, all the stuff that happened over the summer. We're going to talk about the summer and all the, the movies we saw, the games we played, the things we did. It's going to be fantastic. And we've got a couple surprises thrown in there for episode number 50.
Yeah, the big 5-0.
Yeah, the big 5-0. So we're halfway to 100.
Yeah.
We got to start. So I was going to talk to you about this on the air. Just so that we're on record.
Oh, okay, so that you can trap me.
Exactly. So we're both busy men.
Very busy. Yeah.
We both work. I work multiple jobs. John's got a job that caught him yelling at kids every single day of the week.
50 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids.
Yelling at kids, eating food, walking the parks. He's your ranger. Respect him. Drinking coffee. He's basically
beautiful coffee.
He's basically Ron Swanson for a new. He's hipster Ron Swanson.
Yeah, I'm like the what's it? The Eagleton Ron with Sam Elliott.
I hate
You're
this
scared
guy.
animal. Baby snow owl. He's right.
But what I want to say is that I think here and now we should set forth a pact, a Radiovania blood pact, and we don't have to draw any blood. We could spit into our hands if that would make you feel any better. Probably not. That's fine with me. I'm a kind of germaphobe anyway.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say
we
should start trying to commit one day a week to try and do our remote shows.
Yeah.
Because things have started to wind down now. We're getting into the winter time. But I still have, hectic schedules. But I would like to try and start figuring out our Skype stuff and how we're going to do.
Yeah. We're working out with the Wi-Fi. I don't have a whole lot of internet capacity to work with.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's the only hindrance from being able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
In terms of solo stuff. Same deal. I literally tried to upload one of those The More You Know things from my computer, and it's going to take 20 hours.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us not discount one of these The More You Know things. John in the last month has also launched our new show, The More You Know. We have 3 episodes live as of Tuesday. They're all 3 episodes about Batman, the animated series, which we have a news story to talk about this week. So stay tuned if you're interested about that. But John's been doing a great job. I've listened to every single one.
Oh, yeah?
They're great. You've been killing it, bud.
Thank you.
They're really well put together. They were interesting.
You should listen to the director's cut when I tried to do a commentary for 22 minutes. And I was just like, I ran out of stuff to talk about. I was like, so he's throwing a batarang here.
We could put that up as a bonus feature for people that pay for the content. How about that?
Oh yeah, I like that idea.
So if you want to be a Radiovania Plus member,
yeah,
Radiovania XL,
RVP.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, dude, I'm the ideas guy.
You are the ideas guy.
You're the boss. I'm the ideas guy. I'm the guy who comes up with the crazy stuff and then leaves and doesn't help you fulfill it.
So we should do this, and this. All right, I'm gonna be in Cleveland.
See ya.
Deuces.
Figure it out.
So we're gonna jump. Well, speaking of Cleveland, how's Cleveland going?
Cleveland's cool. It's fine. It's a good city, but Cuyahoga Valley National Park,
yes,
is the bomb.com.
Sure.
Yeah, the job has been going super well. I'm very happy with everything so far. All my coworkers are great. I like working with all the kids and stuff that come out. So it's been a blast so far. I look forward to the rest of the year. Definitely.
John's actually, you can't see it right now, but he's actually wearing his LeBron James jersey.
No, I'm not.
He's not?
No.
Oh. Ooh, the Magic just won today, so that's big for you.
Yeah, preseason.
When does regular season start? Is that January or February?
Till, end of October.
End of October. Oh, sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
I know. I'm basketball. And if you were following the Radiovania polls last week, looks like John Swansong there came away with a victory on their fantasy football game.
That was thunder.
So yeah, if you hear that on the mic, we apologize for any statics or anything, but
nothing we could do about that.
Nope.
That's natural.
This is Mother Nature just getting a period on our sentences.
Yeah, so fantasy, I'm 2-2 right now, playing Cal this week, and shout out to Cal. Poor Cal, he cannot set his lineup. He's trying to figure out how to get a hold of you to be able to do that.
Get a hold of me?
Because he can't log in, and
what?
he doesn't know how to get in to set his lineup.
Okay, I'll message him.
I don't know if
that.
you could email him or something
to
figure that out.
Well,
but I'm about to whoop him this week because
yeah,
he can't
he's,
set his lineup.
He's starting Andrew Luck.
I know.
For the 5th week in a row. Cal, come on.
I'm creaming him right now.
Yeah, well, I'm losing to... So the other night, we got my kicker, Goskowski, bless up, outscored John Larson's quarterback. And so...
Yeah, Patriots kicker?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a boss.
He is a boss. And so John was like, do you want to make this a little bit more interesting? And so we bet a 6-pack on it. So...
Goodness.
If I end up sweeping... I'm worried, man, because half my team's on a bye week, but yeah. It's going to be rough.
You're going to probably have to buy him a 6-pack.
I'm probably going to have to buy him a 6-pack. We'll see what happens.
It happens. People buy drinks for people all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
I lose bets left and right. It's ridiculous.
Oh, the show, it's well documented.
Yeah,
John loses those bets.
Everyone listens. They know. They get it.
All right, so before we jump into the news, let's talk about Blade Runner.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
We just got out of the movie. In fact, we just got out, literally. It is 12:17 in the morning. We walked into that movie at 7:50, 8 o'clock?
Like right at 8.
Yeah.
Right when the preview started.
So we were sitting in those seats for a solid 3 hours.
It was a hefty movie.
John.
It was quite the pill to swallow.
As a fan of Harrison Ford and also as a fan of Blade Runner,
yeah,
give me your overall impressions before we dive into any deep details. I want to know what
overall
your
impressions,
general thoughts were on the movie.
Definitely go see it in the theaters, for sure.
Okay.
This isn't a movie that I would I will watch it again after it comes out for home video, but go see the spectacle that it is on a big screen because it's shot so well. And like you said, we were talking about sound and visuals and all that stuff. It plays really well in a theater. It's a really cool experience to immerse yourself in. I could see that being really cool in one of those RPX theaters too.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about a lot of the showtimes that we were trying to look up. A lot of the theaters were, obviously as is the trend, trying to get a little bit more money out of us, advertising the 3D showings a little bit more heavily.
Right.
And I actually wouldn't
recommend this in 3D.
You wouldn't recommend it in 3D?
No.
I feel like if they're pushing so hard, I don't know. There's a lot of visually enticing things about this movie that I can see being a little interesting with a little depth.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I could think of some parts off the top of my head.
But again, it is a heavy drama-filled movie.
Yeah,
but so
much.
RPX might be a little bit more. Makes a little bit more sense.
But in terms of the content of the movie, I think the best way to describe it would be it's as thought-provoking as the original, but easier to stay interested in. It's better paced.
That's a good way to put it.
It's more action.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even more action, but it's definitely more intense.
Well, there's definitely not action. And if you looked at the trailers and thought oh, wow, I can't wait to see Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford take their guns and kick some ass, you're not in for the right movie. There's maybe compounded together maybe 15 minutes of solid either gunplay or fist-to-hand combat or whatever you want to call it. It's
mostly just Gosling capping people in the face. Yeah.
It's drama, it's dialogue, it's scenery. It's very emotional.
It's very exciting.
It's that jazz.
Jazz. What do you mean you don't like jazz?
Can't get through another. We can't go to episode 50 without getting the La La Land Gosling impersonation.
In there. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got that La La Land
vinyl
record
yeah,
over there.
Yeah, that's a good birthday present.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
But
yeah, good movie.
I liked it quite a bit.
Do you like it better than the original?
That's an interesting question. There's things I like about each that I think are a little bit different. I like the way
the villains in the original better.
You think so? Yeah, no, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I liked what they were doing with, and this kind of gets into kind of ish spoilery territory, but not like, we're not going to spoil any of the plot details. Character motivations. Jared Leto's character is more of a presence than he is an actual foe.
It's like Snoke.
Kind of, yeah. He's kind of just like this man behind glass that you only see a few
Wizard
times.
of Oz.
Yeah. His henchmen are the one that go out and do his dirty work for him.
The one hench woman.
And her thugs, like the thugs in suits and stuff. But
Yeah.
So I guess in that respect, I liked how the villains in the first one were more hands-on.
Yeah.
But I did think Jared Leto did a great job of like setting the tone for their corporation. Because, you know, in the original Blade Runner, you get this sense that, what is the company name?
Tyrell,
yeah. You get the sense the Tyrell Corporation is evil, but everyone's just kind of like these like thug guys. None of them are necessarily like, Jared Leto's like kind of got this like Jesus quality to him.
Well, the Tyrell Corporation weren't the bad guys in the first one. It was the Nexus 6, the four Nexus 6 replicants that went rogue when they were out working off-world, hitched a ride back, and they're trying to get to the Tyrell Corporation to extend their 4-year life sentence.
Well, there was also
Rachel was the new replicant that they made that didn't know that she was a replicant, right?
Yeah, but there's a little bit of like, Harrison Ford feels a little bit of like trepidation against the Tyrell Corporation. I think that's where I was.
Well, I mean, they did come up with the replicants which started
ideas,
hurting people. So, like, it's like, never mind. I don't want to get political.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I understand where I think I know where you were going to go.
Big
with
corporations make mistakes sometimes. You know what I mean? And
sure,
that's always going to leave a sour taste.
But obviously, in Blade Runner 2049, sorry, it's pretty obvious from the get-go that Jared Leto and the Wallace Corporation are a little bit more evil.
Oh, very much. They want to make as many replicants as possible for the pure point of enslavement.
Sure.
And he said, what did he? I mean, yeah, that's it. Without getting into much detail, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely
they're booting up the replicant idea thing again. Because he found a way to make ones that don't go crazy and kill people.
Yeah. So I have a few. I'm still digesting the movie. I'm not sure if I was completely in love with the way that they left things, considering how it's performing in the box office. It's not doing as well as I think they would have hoped.
I don't think they were expecting it to be a big hit, though. I think this is an award push movie, not a box office push movie for Warner Brothers.
I wonder if that might be the case, but I've seen a lot of advertisement for this film. I've seen a lot of posters and stuff a little scattered around everywhere.
Not much else coming out right now, though, too.
That's true. Yeah. But when a horror movie that came out almost a month ago is going to probably outgross you, that's probably not a great sign. All I mean is that, like, in the end, no spoilers again, they definitely leave this open for a sequel.
Yeah.
Or
much like
a trequel. Yeah, exactly.
Trequel.
Yeah. And I just wonder if we're ever going to see this story come to complete fruition or if it's always going to leave it on this sort of
I think it's always going to be
cliffhanger.
Ambiguous. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Blade Runner. Do you have off the top of your head, what would you rank this guy on like the Radiovania 20-point scale? Do you have any idea where you would put it?
Probably like an 8.
Probably like an 8? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I might go a little bit higher.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the editing, especially the audio visuals. I thought that they did a great job with the score. All the sound effects sounded great. They sounded like all the guns felt heavy. The movements and like everyone walking felt like it was just a very well edited film, and so I appreciate that as well. But so
well
somewhere
acted.
in the 8 to 9s.
Final.
Yeah, and Gosling for sure takes the cake every time. Is there anything he can't do?
I mean, even all the supporting like ladies that are in it, you know, all the different side characters, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's part in it is, I mean, he really brings it. Like, just goes to say that you could pay that guy a lot of money, but he will show up to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he cares.
Like, at least he doesn't phone it in like Jennifer Lawrence and
Sure, yeah. I'm bless Jennifer Lawrence, but I'm kind of glad we're getting over this whole obsession with her because Passengers was that last seal for me. It was like,
well, she's coming back for the Phoenix Saga. You didn't see
no.
that? I thought we talked about this. Yeah.
Did we talk about this?
I don't remember. Yeah, Sophie Turner, Michael Fassbender, McAvoy, and Jennifer Lawrence, and Nicholas Hoult. They're just gonna keep that going.
When are we gonna reboot the X-Men? When is that gonna happen?
I think Deadpool and Cable should like Rick and Morty it and just like go back in time and ruin everything.
Multiverse it? Oh,
how cool would that be?
That'd be awesome.
They just reboot it.
Deadpool, we gotta go. It's your grandkids, Deadpool. All right, so let's go to the news. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
How you doing over there with the heat? I see you're sweating a little bit.
It's so hot.
Yeah, do you want me to turn on the air?
I don't want to ruin the sound quality.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
I don't know.
I
could just like get a fan or something.
It's episode. Well, I think a fan blowing directly into the mic is probably gonna do worse. So.
No, I mean like a piece of paper or something.
No, I'll just turn on the air.
All right.
So we're going to take a quick break while we fix the air situation.
It's like 1,000 degrees in here. I'm going to change my pants, too. Ooh, it's like the ice planet of Hoth in here now.
It's like just like Hoth, or like the Penguin's Lair. Hashtag Danny DeVito.
There you go, yeah.
All right, so without further ado and without further delay, let us jump into the news. And we're going to cycle through some of this pretty fast. So
Speed news.
Speed news. Some of this we're gonna focus on the good stuff, as it were. But some of the minor stuff we're just going to kind of touch on, give our minor opinions.
Talk about what we thought when we saw it.
Exactly.
Separately, because all this came out while we were apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So first,
what we got first?
Let's start off with some fun stuff. We got stuff. From BBC, which is a reputable news site, believe it or not.
It is very much, yeah.
The Yellow Pages is going to stop printing its directory after a 51-year run.
Okay, you want to hear something sad?
Okay, yeah, I would love to hear something.
My grandfather used to work for the Yellow Pages.
Really? Yeah. In what respect?
That is a great question for a different person, because I can't quite think off the top of my head.
Okay.
But yeah.
So thoughts on phone books?
We have a bunch of like, have you ever seen, they're like rubber discs. They're like this thin, and they're used to help you turn through pages fast. You hold them. Yeah. We have a bunch of those that say Yellow Pages on them because he just had a bunch. And they were all at my mama's house. And so we have a bunch when we moved her up here to Ohio.
Do you think that's worth like a fortune now?
Probably not, but they are very useful.
Here.
Yeah. You're looking up Yellow Pages.
eBay.com.
Yellow Pages.
No, I'm going to see. I'm very
turners.
curious actually right now. Yeah, I'm going to go Yellow Pages page turner.
Yeah.
Looks like, is it this? Antique Art Deco yellow bronze page turner polished?
No, it's like a rubber disc. Like it's yellow and it's.
Well, there's none on eBay.
I will have to show you one
it looks
sometime.
like you could sell them for like $1,000.
No, I don't think you could. But anyway, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, well, it's sad, but at the same time, it's like who is using Yellow Pages? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no one uses it, but I use it like prop up tables and shit. Like it's very useful to some people in that respect.
John, there's other things that can be used to prop up tables.
Yeah.
And how bad is the table that you need an entire yellow book to...
Pretty bad.
Really? That's a bad table.
Actually, I think I propped up Connor and our bunk bed sophomore year when we shared one. Hi, Connor. How's it going?
Hey, Connor. How you doing, bud?
We propped ours up with the free Bible that we got from the Ohio State Community Student Fair. They were handing them out, and we were like, well, we both already have one, and like this one is like it was like a really cheap paperback and stuff like that, and our bed was really wobbly, so I just like one day I just shoved it under there, slept like a rock the rest of the year. So
bless up, Lord. I guess yes.
Solid foundation.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I can't get no respect. Mario is no longer a plumber.
No, he's not.
Nintendo reports. Did you read this story? You said you didn't read this story.
No, I didn't. I want you to tell me about it.
According to Nintendo, Mario is no longer a plumber. As spotted by Kotaku, the character's profile on Nintendo's official Japanese language website states that Mario used to be a plumber. Oh. Quote, all around sporty, whether it's tennis or baseball, soccer or car racing, Mario does everything cool. As a matter of fact, he also seems to have worked as a plumber a long time ago.
I like how they're throwing shade that being a plumber isn't cool. It's like
he used to do he does all this cool shit.
He was a plumber, but then he became cool and he started playing soccer and he started playing golf in a tree with toadstool people.
It's a message to all you wannabe plumbers out there. It's you can do better with your lives.
It's like Nintendo's telling you not to go to a trade school, which is something that's very important to our society.
Yeah. So how do we feel about this? Is this like ruin your childhood or anything?
To be honest, no, it doesn't. But I do think it's like unnecessary.
It's really interesting that
it's like such an unnecessary announcement.
It's funny though that like Nintendo has like the Treehouse has long been rumored to be this like lore factory of Nintendo, where every game that goes through them, they have to pass through a rigorous test of like, does this fit within the continuity of everything? So like Smash Brothers,
how did
Mario
Zelda
Kart
get through all of the Treehouse?
Well, not just
Zelda
okay.
timeline
So yeah, the timeline,
so whack.
The timeline of Zelda, but it's like everything works within the continuity.
Oh, okay.
Like everything in Zelda fits with Zelda.
Like
it's,
the theme.
Yeah, the theme, exactly. But it's like it's just funny that someone had to make the point to say that Mario
it's like with
no
all the new
longer
Star Wars movies where Kathleen Kennedy's like, this doesn't fit the Star Wars treehouse, so get out of here. New person.
Sorry about that.
Time to play Star Wars ball.
Sorry about your fan fiction.
Get you to the curb.
All
okay,
right.
Well that's interesting.
That is, yeah.
All right, pour some out for the plumbers.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll drink to the plumber. Wahoo! And we got our first audio playing website of the week.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Turn it off.
So this is our first real news story.
The rest was just fake news.
It was just bullshit, yeah. It's fake. This is from CNBC. Disney will pull its movies from Netflix and start its own streaming service. This was published on the 8th of August, 2017. As far as I know, there have been no substantial pieces of news following this about this subject, and I've looked. So if anyone sees anything out there, please let me know. But apparently this is what the story reads. The company announced during its latest earnings report on Tuesday it intends to remove its movies from Netflix. Instead, Disney plans to launch a branded direct-to-consumer streaming service in 2019, starting in the U.S. and expanding globally. CEO Bob Iger told CNBC's Julia Borstein Disney had, quote, a good relationship with Netflix, but decided to exercise an option to move its content off the platform. Movies to be removed include Disney as well as Pixar titles, according to Iger. Netflix said Disney movies will be available through the end of 2018 on its platform. Marvel TV shows will remain. So, whether that means Marvel TV show, like all the Marvel TV shows that Netflix has had a hand in producing, I'm assuming are staying. Whether that means like things like Doctor Strange or Civil War will continue to stay on there, are probably doubtful.
It's the Netflix original shows.
Yeah.
That will stay. So it's like your Daredevils and your Defenders and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what?
You got your Daredevils, you got your Defenders, you got your Luke Cages, and
what's your gut reaction about this?
Could have seen it coming. I mean, they tried to buy him, remember?
I did.
Didn't work out, so they're like, fine.
Well,
We're going to secede from the union and make our own Disney streaming service.
It's just so interesting that it happened so quickly because it feels like last year was when they struck up the deal.
I don't even want to know how filthy that room is in Disney where it's like we could do whatever we want because we have all the monies. It's like we make 9 movies a year that almost all cross the $1 billion mark worldwide. You know, they have 2 original animated movies that come out, a live action remake of a Disney classic, a Star Wars movie, and 3 Marvel movies. And then a Pixar movie. Maybe 2. It's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know how they're running away with this when it's just sad. I mean, like, you look at Universal and they're like Universal's like, oh, we're gonna do this dark universe thing. And it's
that worked out great.
And it's just like went right down the toilet.
Right down the shitter.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, gut reaction was like, yes, I could have seen it coming, but it's also extremely disappointing because after a while, I'm gonna be paying for so many streaming services that it's gonna be worth having just cable.
Exactly. So I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that it's worth it to have cable,
but like something different.
Sometimes I look at my bills every month and I'm like, why am I paying for Netflix? It's like I only watch it every now and then. I'm basically just using it for Master of None or like reruns of Parks and Rec, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But then I start thinking like, it's nice to know that it's there. It's nice to know that if I want to watch Netflix, I can just pull it up and watch it.
Yeah.
And like,
They're increasing their price too. Did you see that?
They are increasing. In fact, that's the next news story on the
sorry to
doc.
jump ahead.
Well, no. So
We're taking you back to the future.
I was putting it there because I wanted to talk about like what this means for Netflix in the grand scheme of things. But it's like, yes, Netflix is raising its prices. The premium tier, so the most expensive one that was $11.99 is now jumping to $13.99. So each other one is going up $1 respectively. So if you have the cheapest plan, that's staying the same, but everything up from that is going up from $1. So it's not a substantial price hike, but it is $12 more a year if you're paying for Netflix.
That's just ridiculous.
Yes, considering everything that they're going through, the stuff that they're taking off, the emphasis they're placing on original content that is not necessarily for everyone. It is definitely
like the
becoming
Adam Sandler movies and stuff.
Yes, it is definitely becoming a question of, for a lot of people, I think, is if people are staying with Netflix or if they're moving to other streaming services. And I want to know what your opinions are on a Disney streaming service, because that was the other thing about their comments or their press release that was very interesting. And that I think caught my attention a little bit more is that how do you think a Disney Flix, for all intents and purposes, will work? How do you think that's going to play out?
Yeah, I think you're going to have to entice people. You're going to have to pull those movies out of the vault, the quote-unquote vault that they have where, you can't watch Lion King on Netflix. But every now and then they'll pull Lion King out of the vault and release it on a physical copy in like Blu-ray and 3D or stuff like that. I think you're going to have to pull those out to be able to get people to be willing to pay for it. Because without think about those 10, everyone right now, think about those 10 Disney movies that you watch most frequently in your mind, or the ones that you would want a streaming service to watch. Those have to be available. It can't be like the Atlantis, the Lost Empire sequel, and the Tarzan TV show.
Aladdin 4, Jafar needs glasses.
Yeah, stuff like that. You can't just have a streaming service filled up with that, because that's not going to be enticing to adults. If it has all these little kid shows that are on this Disney, the junior television or even Disney Channel and stuff like that, maybe that could get some people, but that's more of you're getting that for a kid audience and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems interesting to me. I think it's totally plausible. I just think that they need to throw a lot of content out there to get people to want to pay for it.
I agree. And
you need National Treasure.
Oh yeah. So this doesn't. What you're saying, it basically scratches the surface of what I want. I will not buy this. I will 100% not buy this unless it has everything.
Everything.
If it has everything, I will buy this. And I will support it for the rest of my days, because Disney has consistently made some of my favorite movies of all time. Now that we have Star Wars, now that we have Marvel under our belts, yes. Disney has created some of the best properties, the best movies, the most rewatchable movies.
Rewatchable for sure.
And if I could pay $15, if I could pay $15 at the minimum, I'm assuming it's going to be $14.99 a month. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming they're going to start high. Yeah, to start. If I can pay whatever amount of money a month, anywhere between the $15 range to, I would probably pay no more than 20. How much is an HBO subscription?
15.
Yeah, I'd probably pay no more than 20, 25-ish
for a Disney subscription?
A month.
Yeah, if it has everything.
To watch everything. Are you listening, Bob Iger? Everything. I mean all four Pirates.
We're talking
I mean every
Songs
Toy
of the
Story.
South. We're talking...
I want to watch the cartoon where Donald Duck is a Nazi over and over again.
No, I mean, I want Steamboat Willie. I want, all these classic cartoons.
Is Popeye?
Popeye's not Disney.
Popeye's not Disney.
Yeah. I want Buzz Lightyear Space Command. You remember that? Or Star Command? Do you remember that?
I have that shit on VHS.
Yeah. I want everything. I want Lion King 1.5, Lion King 2, Lion King 3/4. Everything. Throw it out there.
Yeah, so that's my only thing is that if Disney wants to succeed with a Netflix-like platform, they cannot limit the availability, because Netflix doesn't just have a lot of stuff. Netflix has a ton of stuff, and even though people tend to cry and moan about things that leave, and I do this too. I bitched when Scrubs left, but there's literally 1,000 other shows for me to divert my attention to on Netflix. I just need to like move on. So Disney,
It's
if
hard.
they want to
Breaking up's
succeed,
never easy.
Exactly. If Disney wants to succeed with this, I stand by it. Everything. Bob Iger.
Bob Iger's is like, yeah, okay.
He's like, whatever, Zach. Okay, so I want to talk about MoviePass.
MoviePass.
So how much do you know about... Okay,
Do they have Indiana Jones?
Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bought the...
Because of Lucasfilm?
Yeah, when they bought Lucasfilm, that
Everything.
Every
Star Wars.
Well, in Amazon
Indiana
Prime right
Jones.
now has the exclusive streaming rights to all 4 Indiana Jones movies.
I saw that.
So, what's going to happen there? Are they moving their stuff from Amazon?
I don't know.
It's interesting. It's a tangled web of lies and...
Web of lies.
You heard it first here. Disney, web of lies.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, there's got to be some smoke-filled backroom stuff.
Dude, the
going
mouse
on
gets
there.
what he wants.
The mouse is the godfather.
Ha ha!
Ha ha! Throw him in the river.
Ha ha! Cement boots! All right, so again, answer my question. How much do you know about MoviePass?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. What do you know? Is there anything you can tell me? As a casual consumer.
It's a ways that you don't have to go out of your house to watch movies.
You were wrong.
Oh, dang. So I don't know anything. Enlighten me.
Want to see a lot of movies in the theater for almost no money?
Yes.
You are not alone. MoviePass, for one, this all comes from Variety, by the way. I'm not no copyright infringement here. MoviePass, for one, was caught off guard by the groundswell of enthusiasm for the prospect on Tuesday, when potential customers caused its website and app to crash shortly after a new payment structure and owner was announced. The deal, put simply, goes like this. Ready?
I'm ready.
For $9.95 a month, you have the option to see up to 1 movie in theaters per day, every day, for a month. The company, run by Netflix co-founder and former Redbox president Mitch Lowe, wants to be a major disruptor in the industry. Think Netflix. Like Netflix, yeah. But since it was launched in 2011, the service hasn't gained much traction and remains underused. MoviePass is hoping this new deal changes that. Advantage, it's a great deal. No 3D, you can't pay for 3D or IMAX showing, so it's standard 2D showings of films.
That'd be awesome.
No blackout dates. You can use it every single day of the year, including holidays. You have to buy it online, and you have to go to the theater to get the ticket on site, so you can't order through Fandango. You have to go to the theater, show them your MoviePass, they swipe the card, and get your seat there. It's available at most theaters, including indie theaters, but it says 91%. So there are certain theaters that will not accept MoviePass.
Interesting.
Premium theaters like ArcLight or Landmark, which I've never heard of, do not accept MoviePass. It's also for solo ticket. You can't buy multiple tickets. It's only good for the one ticket. So if you and you and a honeyboo want to get MoviePass, you each have to get.
Come on, boo boo.
You each have to get a $10 a month subscription to MoviePass.
That's not bad though.
Exactly.
Think about, I could have used that this summer with Wonder Woman. Because I paid
a lot of money.
Like $65 to see that movie this summer in total. Because I saw it so many times.
But MoviePass has gained a lot of traction this summer. This original article was posted in August 15th of 2017. And over the course of the last couple months, they've seen a little bit of trouble with theaters sometimes rejecting it. A lot of theaters don't exactly know what it is. And so they're kind of trepidatious about it. Exactly. So it's like the average consumer isn't well informed about this yet.
Do you have one?
I do not have one, but I'm going to get one, I think, because as we're transitioning into the fall and into winter, I'm going to start seeing movies a lot, and I'll probably pay this off by seeing episode 8
a couple times,
5 times or whatever.
Yeah.
So I might as well.
You go see what's it? Daddy's Home too. With
the movie I'm most anxious about seeing.
Zach loves
Daddy's
Mark Wahlberg. That's his favorite.
Mark Wahlberg is my daddy. So another drawback is if you want to do MoviePass, which I suggest that you all in the Radiovania audience should take a look into at least, maybe just like explore the possibilities.
Right.
You have to order it. So it's not like you just sign up and you have a card. You literally have to sign up with your credit card information, you pay the $10 fee, and then within 5 to 6 business days, I think, they send you a physical credit card that looks like a credit card that you take to the theater and swipe.
Interesting.
So it's a very interesting sort of, I don't know, service, I guess is the way to call it. But for me, something like this is almost perfect because I don't go to the movies as much as I'd like to, but I feel like if I paid $10 a month, I would be motivated to go. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Would you feel the same way, or do you think that...
No. I mean, like, things that I don't want to necessarily pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be, like, Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, but it's like oh, well, I'm paying $10, so it's kind of like I'm paying, like, $2 to see this movie.
Sure, yeah. That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, so I suggest looking into it if any of you are interested. But also I wanted to touch on the fact that MoviePass got such traction early in the summer. Is because a bunch of websites were posting about movie theater chain stocks collapsing during dismal summer. So, Regal Entertainment saw shares plummet 28%, and AMC saw a 45% drop in stocks over the summer.
You want to know why AMC suffered?
Why?
Probably because they don't have the reserved seating thing, right?
Not every one of them does, but a few of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of people said it had to do with like a lot of critics were saying that it had to do with the lackluster summer.
I thought this summer was a lot better than last summer. Last summer was terrible.
I felt like early summer was great, but I feel like it tapered off around late. Like I feel like the last movie I saw in theaters was Baby Driver, but what was there after that? Like before that, yeah, we had Wonder Woman.
Go all the way back.
Dunkirk.
We had Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Pirates, Alien, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Dunkirk, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all the movies that I saw. It's crazy.
But all those movies I felt like came out one week after another.
You got your Despicable Me 3s. You got all those kids movies that we didn't see, but people saw.
But like, I feel like all those movies came out within the span of a month and a half. You know, like I felt like
it was definitely June, July. That was the big heavy hitter.
I felt like we saw a movie every single week those months.
I saw a movie twice a week in July. Like,
yeah, we saw a lot of movies this summer, but I feel like nothing in August.
I can't think of
a single thing, and then it's like most of September I didn't.
Driver,
It's like but,
September I didn't get out to go see it.
So I don't know. It's a really interesting, something to think about with theaters.
But think about last year. I guess in August they had Suicide Squad last year.
Oh yeah, who can forget Suicide Squad?
Me, but I mean it made them a lot of money. So
that's true. Speaking of it. This comes from Variety. It tops $500 million in the worldwide box office, making it officially the top-grossing horror film of all time.
Wow.
John, you're reading the novel.
I am reading the novel.
What do you think?
It's a good novel. It's very scary.
Are you motivated at all to see the movie now that you've started reading the novel?
I won't go see it in theaters because by the time I actually finish the book, I don't think it'll be in theaters anymore.
And you want to see a horror movie with a big crowd.
If it's horror movies for me, like you got to go the first 2 to 3 weekends because if you go and you're like one of 5 people in the theater, that's really weird.
Different atmosphere.
Because like someone's there to see it for like the 3rd or 4th time, and it's like, why would you do that?
Why are you doing this, Tisa?
Why? Come on, why?
So
Did I ever tell you my Jonah Hex story?
Jonah Hex story.
Did you ever see Jonah Hex?
I didn't know there was I have it on DVD, but I've not watched it.
You have it on DVD? You haven't seen it?
Nope. I bought it at Half Price Books for $2.
We should do a drunk commentary where we don't actually watch the movie beforehand and just dive in.
That's fine.
I went and saw Jonah Hex in theaters. I was one of 2 people in the theaters. I went by myself. Terrible. It's one of the weirdest experiences ever. Also, is an awful movie. Very bad.
You've told me a few times that you hated that movie.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's real bad.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on.
And then Green Lantern was like the next summer. So like, that was when DC was like
2 shots in the heart, right?
They were coming off of The Dark Knight, and they were like, let's try to expand and see what happens. And they cut it out real fast, and then they went with Dark Knight Rises and Man of Steel.
How bad was Green Lantern?
Not as bad as Jonah Hex, but really bad.
It wasn't as bad as Jonah Hex?
Jonah Hex was terrible, dude.
Oh my god.
Check the Rotten Tomatoes score. On the Rotten Tomatoes? I bet you it's lower than 20.
I'll bet you that it's... I don't know what I'm gonna... I don't even know. How do you spell Jonah Hex?
JONAH space HEX. Jonah Hex, starring Josh Brolin.
Jonah Hex came out 7 years ago.
I know.
12%.
Hey, I was right.
The critics' consensus, this is awesome.
Look at the
Josh Brolin gives it his best shot, but he can't keep the short, unfocused Jonah Hex from collapsing on the screen.
Look at the audience score.
20% liked it.
Awful.
I forgot Megan Fox was in this movie.
Yeah, she's not a good actress.
Was John Malkovich.
He was actually not
and
bad.
Fassbender.
What? Oh, he was in it. I forgot about that.
I thought you loved Fassbender.
I forgot. I didn't like him then.
I forgot.
Oh, he's the train guy. He's like, look at him. He's right there. He's burning his face.
So we gotta watch it now. Fassbender's in it.
I don't know, man. It's really bad. It's just like a horrible movie.
All right,
Why is that the DC character that you would go to in 2010 and be like, you know what people want to see?
Jonah Hex.
Jonah fucking Hex.
Well, but Josh Brolin, man, it was like
Josh Brolin was he was in True Grit that year. It's not like he had a good year.
that was the same year.
2010 was when True Grit came out, right? With the Coen brothers, True Grit. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great movie.
I like that one a lot. Jeff Bridges is the man.
Yeah, it came out in 2010.
I'm gonna be honest.
So
I
Josh
think Josh Brolin's really overrated. Am I the only one?
Overrated?
Overrated.
Yes,
I
agree.
like him in the Goonies, but like I don't really.
I agree.
Gangster Squad didn't do it for me. I didn't like his young version of Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black.
I thought he was pretty good in.
He's good at impersonating Tommy Lee Jones, but he's not Tommy Lee Jones.
Did you hear that Will Smith isn't coming back for the Men in Black spinoff?
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God.
That movie's gonna
stop. Just don't make it.
Well,
Men in Black
if
is
he
Will
doesn't
Smith.
come back, then it will tank at the box office, and then they'll stop.
Oh, God.
But also, why would you make more Men in Black? Anything. Even the two sequels that we already have are not good.
I liked Men in Black 3
Why?
because it was
Tell me
funny.
Why. No, why?
I thought it was
What
funny.
part was funny, Zach?
It all was funny.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Give me a standout moment from Men in Black 3.
I liked when Jermaine Clements was funny.
It's not.
He's funny, damn it.
Give me a funny line from the first Men in Black.
I haven't seen that movie since it was
Give
in
me
theaters.
a funny line from the first Men in Black.
Welcome to Earth.
That's. All right, moving on.
We need to move on.
We're moving on.
So really
we
quick,
just derailed so hard.
we're gonna pummel through these two news
Don't
stories.
watch Jonah Hex, everybody.
What do you think about Josh Brolin as Cable, and what do you think about?
Josh Brolin is one of the most overrated
Oh my
actors
God.
in Hollywood. No, I mean the picture looks really cool.
I think it looks really. I like the character design a lot. I like the eye.
I think Cable's a cool character. I'm sure he's going to work really well with Ryan Reynolds. Otherwise,
Sure.
they wouldn't have gotten him because Ryan Reynolds is a prima donna about Deadpool at
They
this point.
must have done like a screen test
Yeah.
with Ryan Reynolds. so.
I bet you the screen test with David Harbour did not go well because David Harbour actually has standards, you know.
We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, I
It's-
bet you it's going to be fun.
And so, versely, what do you think about David Harbour as the Hellboy? Well, like, what did you think about the screenshots that we got?
I liked it. I thought it was really cool looking.
I
He
really
looks
like the design.
almost identical as Ron Perlman, though.
Well, the thing is that
He's
like
a little beefier, but
the thing is that a lot of people were like, "Oh, this looks exactly like Ron Perlman in the Hellboy. This looks exact." But like, look at this photo. Like, if you go back and look
that's
at
heavily photoshopped too.
the one on the left,
The one on the right.
okay, well, that's the photo that they released. Like, that's kind of can be the tone. Look at the veins and like the definition on the chest.
That's what I'm saying. It's a poster. It's a Photoshop poster.
But yeah, I guess so.
I think it's gonna be good. I'm not knocking it at all. All I'm saying is it was like the cool test footage that we got of Deathstroke, you know? It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
check how cool this is, and it's not gonna happen.
I understand, but people saying like it looks exactly like Ron Perlman. No, it didn't. This movie, he looks like a Crayola crayon, man. It's like Hellboy,
Roll.
Hellboy 2018 or whatever this is coming out, 2019,
Yeah.
whatever. It's gonna be a little bit more gritty, I think. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But I am so excited to see David Harbour. He's on Twitter. If you follow him on Twitter, he is like, he just screams passion. Like every project that he's a part of, he just cares about it. Like, and he tweets about it, and he's passionate about it, and he talks about it with fans. It's like, he's an actor that I can just totally get behind right now. I really appreciate David Harbour. Samuel Jackson
You
is
know
not...
he's in Suicide Squad?
David Harbour?
Yeah.
Who? Who is he?
He is eating dinner with Viola Davis when they're talking about worst of the worst.
I did know that.
You know these are the bad guys, right? You know, yeah, he's there. I was like,
Oh my god.
damn it, why are you here? No.
Best part of that movie, David Harbour. I'll say it here.
No, the best part of the Suicide Squad was the credits when it was over.
But even during the credits, they were playing that, all my friends are heathens, take it slow.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Was the best part of Suicide Squad the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So promising.
The best part of Suicide Squad was in the trailer when Margot Robbie says, but we're the bad guys. And then it cuts to the logo.
We're bad guys.
That's what we do. We're the bad guys.
We're the bad guys.
It's
This
like,
is Katana. I would advise not being killed by her.
These character
her sword
motivations.
extracts the souls of its victims.
These character motivations are so good.
She's got. This is Slipknot, the man who can climb anything. He gets his head blown off.
Okay.
Spoilers.
So moving on. We have to move on. We're going to be up here until 2 in the morning.
Dude, give the people what they want. It's
Sam-
episode 50. son.
It is episode 50.
We're not even at 50 seconds
We're
yet.
already on, we're
Or 50 minutes.
drunk-ish. We're like celebrating. This is fine.
Yeah.
I have champagne downstairs. You want to pop champagne?
Oh my goodness, that'd be funny.
That would be funny. Sam Jackson's not going to be in Avengers Infinity War or Avengers 4.
If you would have told me there was going to be any more people in Infinity War, I was going to shit a brick. So this is good news to me.
What do you think this means? Do you think he's dead? Or do you think he's
Remember
just like
at the
out?
at the end of no wait, he was in Ultron, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Huh. He must be busy. He's probably making a Tarantino movie or something. So
That's a
they're
good point. I didn't think about the fact that he was busy. I just
So
thought
they're
about,
just like, it's all right. No worries. We got
we don't need him.
we got Robin from How I Met Your Mother to do the Shield.
Colby
stuff.
Smulders,
Yeah.
which is a great.
Well, okay, so
great
here's the
name.
question I have. Coulson, Agent Coulson, who made that honorable sacrifice in the Avengers and then came back in the show.
Yeah, which totally just
destroyed it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
destroyed
why
it.
hasn't he come back to the movies? Like they're leaving him in like Netflix purgatory, and he's not allowed to get out. It's
Netflix purgatory?
it's like, come on.
We have to go back.
What if he shows up in Ragnarok?
You know what?
They're like,
if he showed up in some random,
What if it's the end
I'd be
credit?
totally
The
fine
end
with it.
credit thing. It's like they go to Jeff Goldblum. They're like, "We have a new champion for you since Thor and the Hulk are gone." And they pull the bag off his head, and it's Coulson. He's like, "Where am I?"
what the hell is going on right now?
That'd be
It's just so funny how quickly people forgot about Coulson.
I
You know?
never forgot about Coulson. I want a shirt that says "Never forget Coulson."
Never forget Coulson.
There would be no Avengers without him, man. He put the team together. Put the team on his back.
I guess so.
Agent Phil Coulson, R.I.P.
Yeah, big
In
ups.
film, but in TV, you're still alive.
All right, from Hollywood Reporter, Daniel Craig confirmed his return to being James Bond. This was around August. This is late August. So now we can stop speculating. Daniel Craig's back. Do you feel... Can you sleep at night?
I kind of wish that he wasn't coming back.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of interesting if they just started from the ground up and rebooted
After
it.
the whole thing where he's like, I'd rather slit my wrists than play James Bond again.
Yeah,
thing,
that definitely set some people in
I was like,
some bad moods.
well, then don't play James Bond. That's fine. Like, they can find another English guy.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
All
There's a lot of
right.
them.
Big
ready
news
for that
story,
Idris
part
Elba.
1 of the week. Give me a scan in there. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi film in the works.
Ayo.
Now, this has
Finally.
not since been confirmed. This is a developing story still.
Yeah,
we have
I know.
no confirmation about this.
Yeah, they have a little
But-
thing that they're working on called the Han Solo movie. I don't know if
And
you heard
episode
about
8.
it.
Yeah. Oscar-nominated filmmaker Stephen Daldry is in early talks for the pick, which would center on the Jedi Master who has been played by both Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. That's basically all we have. It says sources say talks are at the earliest of stages and the project has no script. If a deal is made, Daldry would oversee the development and writing with Lucasfilm Brass. So, early talks, it looks like that might be our third movie. How do you feel about that? Third anthology movie.
It's about time. I'm ready. We've been talking about this for, I feel like, years.
Yeah, I know.
But I hope this actually comes into fruition. I think that that's actually a pretty interesting filmmaker choice as long as Kathleen Kennedy doesn't kick him to the curb after a certain amount of time. But imagine like a beautifully orchestrated, personal, almost like Logan-esque type story for Obi-Wan, and just call it Kenobi or something like that, or Ben. Call it Ben.
Wow,
Ben.
All I can think about is Michael Jackson's
Ben,
you
a
know,
Star Wars story.
Ben, a Star.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious, and that's why I'm not sure if I believe it.
You don't think it's gonna happen?
I feel like it's too obvious. I feel like this is the one that people have been saying, like, oh yeah, the third one's totally going to be like an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie between 3 and 4. It's like, I feel like so many people have thought it that it can't possibly be true. And I've been saying forever that I thought the third anthology movie was going to be animated. I was like, one of these anthology films is going to be some animated stuff, because they've got a whole animation division that's not doing anything but Clone Wars. And Rebels. Well, not... Sorry, I misspoke. I meant Rebels. Yeah. It's like, why not have their talents do something like major?
Because the last time they did a feature film was what booted off that Clone Wars TV show, and it bombed. But then the TV show crushed.
So I don't know. But we'll see if this comes to fruition.
Hypothetically, let's say this does happen.
Sure.
And you get Ewan McGregor to come back as Ben Kenobi. What do you want the plot to be like?
I don't care.
You don't care?
If Ewan McGregor comes back as Ben Kenobi, they can do whatever they want.
Would you be mad?
As, and hear me first, Bob Iger. Am I still talking to Bob?
Of course, he's always listening.
Bob.
He's Big Brother.
Listen up, Bob. And the mouse. Listen up, Mickey.
What's up, Zach? Oh.
Don't tie it to anything. Don't make Obi-Wan's actions between 3 and 4 have anything to do with the larger plot. Make it just an interesting story about, like, a week in the life. Don't make it so that it was like, oh, because he stepped on this goddamn tauntaun or whatever, it ended up causing this connection so that the Death Star ended up blowing up. Like, don't make it bigger than it is. If it's going to be a story about Obi-Wan doing something cool, just make it about that.
Yeah. All right, you know what I want?
I'm going to step off my stool.
I like that. You know what I want?
Yeah. What do you want?
If this film director guy doesn't work out, I want James Mangold to direct this movie. Give him $50 million.
Solid.
And this is what...
That's a low budget.
Hear me out. This is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Seven Samurai?
No.
Or The Magnificent Seven? You know the premise of that, though?
I do,
Where it's like people protecting a small town?
Yeah.
Obi-Wan protecting the homestead against like Tusken Raiders or bounty hunters or like drug cartel or something on Tatooine. Just make it like really gritty. Obi-Wan's like keeping these people away from the Lars homestead and stuff like that. He's helping out this small town in Tatooine. And then there's a huge falling out between him and Owen, and that's what leads to him being alienated from Luke and the Lars family.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I liked Logan a lot, so maybe James Mangold's got what it takes.
James Mangold's the man.
Yeah. All right, so from Deadline.
Joaquin Phoenix could play like...
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix. From Deadline.com, we got the Joker origin story on deck, apparently. Todd Phillips, Scott Silver, and Martin Scorsese aboard the WBDC film. So apparently the exclusive reads that Warner Brothers and DC are in early stages of another Batman universe spin-off movie telling the origin of the signature villain, the Joker. The studio has set The Hangover's Todd Phillips to co-write a script with 8 Mile scribe Scott Silver. Phillips will direct the movie, and Martin Scorsese will produce it with Phillips. This is just an orgy of terrible. You know what I'm saying? Does this have any chance? No way.
His palms are sweaty.
Mom's spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous. He looks ready to drop Joker bomb.
Has Martin
Well, you saw they want Leo to play the Joker, right? In this movie.
That's because Scorsese. No, that's a theory. That's got to be fake news. Because Scorsese always works with Leo, and there's no way Leo DiCaprio is going to play the Joker.
What about Robert De Niro as the Penguin?
If they do a Joker origin story, they're going to do the Killing Joke.
Well, yeah, you have to. Yeah. Which is cool. This leads me to a little tangent here. You haven't heard about this whole DCEU thing that, like, Jeff Johns talked about. Have you heard about this?
Well, are you
They're
talking...
not focusing on continuity anymore. Did you hear about this after Justice League?
Yeah, so I read about this, but the way, how did you tell me how you interpreted it?
So the way I
think I interpreted it.
The way I interpreted it is that not every movie that they're going to work on is going to be part of a overarching universe the same way that Marvel's is. They're going to have like some that are in a connected storyline, including like BVS and Justice League and this Flashpoint thing and stuff like that. But then they're doing side stuff like Joker origin story and Red Sun Superman, you know, like all this other like stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what I heard. And honestly, like, at this point, just don't make it connected anymore. Like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
That's the thing. It's like either do it or don't do it. Don't be in the middle.
Like a Scorsese Joker gangster movie sounds awesome. Like, do that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does sound good.
It sounds
Gangs
like
of Gotham.
Gangs of It just sounds like superfluous. It's
what
like,
about, what's his name? Daniel Day-Lewis.
As the Joker?
As the Joker.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. But still, it's like, it just feels to me like if you're going to split off and do individual movies, it's like, why focus on the origin of the Joker when you can just incorporate that into a Batman movie? Why? Or do you think that's how it's going to be?
No. I also don't think the Matt Reeves Batman movies are going to be attached to this DC
We'll see.
universe at all either. I think that's going to be a separate... I think he's going to do his own trilogy, kind of like Nolan did. I have absolutely no idea what DC's doing at this point, and I kind of like it. I like how chaotic they are, and they just don't care. Yeah, I don't know. Just read The Killing Joke. We don't need a movie.
Exactly.
They made a cartoon out of it. It didn't go very well. So
Well, we've got some good news for you.
I like good news. What do you got?
Shia LaBeouf's character will not be in Indiana Jones 5.
What? Just no. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's good. Yeah, we're all happy about that. So, I've got an interesting story for you.
That was the only part about that.
Yeah, that's all we care about. We don't need anything in depth.
I still don't know if I want one, though. After seeing Force Awakens and Blade Runner, do you want an Indiana Jones 5 more, less, or the same amount?
Same amount, I guess.
Okay.
Not really changed, in my opinion.
Do you think Harrison Ford can carry a movie now? Because in
Yes.
The Force Awakens, he's a supporting character.
Blade Runner
Blade
definitely
Runner is a
supporting.
very supporting character. But could he lead an Indiana Jones movie?
No.
That's why I don't know if I want another Indiana Jones movie. If it was like in the Indiana Jones universe and he shows up, cool. But that's not how that works because it's Indiana Jones.
Well, Jones. We'll see how it goes.
Indiana Jones and the Search for My Dentures.
We got 4 stories left. They're all pretty substantial.
4 stories.
4 stories left.
4
and we're
stories
coming up on an hour.
7 years ago.
Coming up on an hour.
And we got some special things towards
We
the
do,
end,
for
too.
sure. So, in an interview with Amy Hennig, you can find this on...
The all-powerful Amy Hennig.
I don't know where you can find this. You can find this on YouTube. You can tell I care quite a bit. But I have a transcript here from an interview that was with Amy Hennig about Uncharted 4 before the story was shifted. Before she was left off the project.
We got to talk about The Lost Legacy.
We're going to segue into that from this.
Oh, yeah?
Quote, this is a big-ass quote. Uncharted 4, as Hennig envisioned it, would introduce the world to Nathan Drake's old partner, Sam. We hadn't seen Sam in previous Uncharted games because for 15 years Nathan had thought he was dead, left behind during a Panamanian prison escape gone awry. In Hennig's version of Uncharted 4, Sam would be one of the main... Oh, by the way, spoilers. Holy spoilers. If you haven't played Uncharted 4, get out of here. In Hennig's version of Uncharted 4, Sam would be one of the main villains, bitter towards Nathan for leaving him to die. This goes along with Todd Stashwick and that first trailer that we saw at E3, or whatever, like 4 years ago. Over the course of the story, as Nathan tried to pull away from his roots as a treasure hunter, the player would find out that he and Sam were actually brothers. Eventually, they'd heal their relationship and unify against the game's real antagonist, a nasty thief named Rafe, voiced by Alan Tudyk, who had served time with Sam in prison. So it sounds...
Dang, that sucks.
That's the end quote. So it makes it sound like Sam was actually the villain in the long run, but then just it switches in the end.
I like what we got better.
I like what we got a lot, but it is interesting that it's basically the same thing.
Kind of.
I mean, it's like... It's just interesting. It's like similar but different. Same but different.
You see, to me, that sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, where it's like allegiances are just so skewed. Whereas, like, I feel like when you play through Uncharted 4, you know Sam wants to back up Nate. He's just kind of stuck in the middle. You don't find out that he's kind of been working with Rafe the whole time, but again, spoilers. But
yeah,
we gotta talk about the Lost Legacy.
Yeah,
dude,
so
we didn't
Lost
talk
Legacy.
about this.
Well, we're at the perfect point to do it. So tell me what you thought about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Might be my second favorite Uncharted game, behind Uncharted 4. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the potential that it created with being able to have more Uncharted games without having to focus on Nathan Drake. Because I love just, like, the gameplay mechanics of Uncharted are so fun. And, like, I love how you can throw in cameos. Again, this is... Can we do spoiler territory?
Yeah,
it's been out for like 2 months. So.
It's only $40, so play it.
Yeah.
Actually, right now it's $30.
When Sam shows up,
yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I was so happy. And that was so cool. And I loved being able to play as Chloe and the relationship with her and Nadine that develops. I thought the villain was cool. And they were able to cover a really nice story in, what was it, like 9 chapters or something like that?
Something like that. But the game clock...
The game was a lot. Chapter 4 took me like
forever.
Yeah.
When I finished that, I think my final time was at like something like 12 or 13 hours.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Which is pretty substantial for a $40 game.
But like this opens the doors to Nate and Elena's kid, a Sully, a Sam, a Charlie Cutter. You know, even playing as villains for some stuff. Like, what about a game where you play as, what's his face? From... What second one? Lazarevich. Or a Tenzin game. What about a Tenzin game?
Tenzin, I can get behind that.
Yeah, Sam and Tenzin. That sounds pretty cool. You know, I just think that... And maybe it's just because I like how Uncharted plays on the PlayStation 4, and I like the use of the grappling hook and the different mechanics that they added with, like, the silent stuff and lock picking and the exploration and the open world part of it, and that's why I maybe like 4 and The Lost Legacy more than the first 3, but yeah, I think I've only played through it once. I am excited to play through it again when I have more time, but I think I'm going to have to put it Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, and then 2, 3, 1.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What'd you like about it? That train sequence at the end, though, was dope.
I am conflicted.
Really? I've never been more disappointed in you.
So when I finished the game for the first time and the credits rolled, I was like, wow, what a visual spectacle. What a exciting, like gameplay experience. And what fun it was to be able to exist in that Uncharted world again.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I hate to say it, the more that I think about it, I think the less I like it.
Why?
I'm not sure if I felt like it was unique enough. Each Uncharted game has had its own set of experiences that define it.
Mm-hmm.
In Uncharted 4, we had like scenes like the Pirate Council and, not young, but Nate at home with Elena and like the diving sequences and Madagascar and the whole card trace. Yes.
That's why that's the best one.
In The Lost Legacy, I felt like we retreaded too much familiar ground.
Okay.
That's not to say that
gameplay mechanic?
In terms of everything. Gameplay mechanics was the same as Uncharted 4. I mean, it's like, solve this shadow puzzle, solve this, like, jumping puzzle, go shoot these guys, clear the stage, you're done. It climbs some buildings. It's like, but that's Uncharted. That's why I love it so much.
Did you find all the extra things to get the
bracelet? Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the gameplay mechanics in Uncharted. That's not a problem I had with it. It's the set pieces that I had a problem with. It's like, I didn't feel as though there were any specific moment in The Lost Legacy that was like, that stuck with me. the character interaction stuck with me. Like, when they're sitting on top of Shiva when they get done with the old whatever it was, and they're sitting on top of the thing, and, like, after the chamber flooded, and they're shit-talking each other. I love that. I love those moments. Those moments were great. Well written, well acted. Yeah, the opening was great, too.
I thought that was a standout.
I was so ready for I was so hyped. The first hour is spectacular because it's so different. And that's what I was hoping that they would do, is do something a little bit different. But by the time I finished with it, I felt like I just played an extension of Uncharted 4 more than, I guess would be grammatically correct, than a new story. And I was kind of hoping for something even more different. That's why I like the opening so much with India and, like, the town and the bazaar or whatever. But then as soon as we got back into the open world with the Jeep and, like, figuring the puzzles and going to get these coins and, like, going to the watchtower, I felt like it was too similar and not different enough. But, again, these are all minor points in what is one of the most well-crafted video game series of all time. Like, hardly anyone would be ever be able to top Naughty Dog in the way that they make these games. They do it so well. The characters are so interesting. Like, the dialogue is great. The graphics are incredible. The gunplay feels good. The action set pieces are fun. It's just that I was hoping for more, and I think I got let down a little bit.
Well, it's a DLC.
It is.
Yeah.
But they didn't bill it as such because it is a separate game. They sell it in a separate cartridge. It started as a DLC, and I think they expounded it to more.
Yeah.
Like, but for a piece of $40 content that is literally 13 hours plus more if you get the multiplayer suite, it's like, it's hard to complain about it.
Yeah.
In considering the deal, it's just that I was hoping for a little bit something even more different. I was hoping that they could take an even bigger risk with Uncharted being at two different characters that we really didn't get any time with.
The creative directors were a lot different, too. So maybe that was, like, them playing it safe for a first outing, not under, like, Straley and Druckmann.
And that guys. Team, well, Bruce Straley just announced his retirement from Naughty Dog.
I know, which is super sad.
It's super sad.
How do you think The Last of Us 2 is going to fare without his involvement?
I think Neil Druckmann is totally
He's the heart of that.
He definitely
I know, but, like, I was just curious, because I know he's the creative director, but Straley's got to be.
They're definitely a team. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, but I have no worries about The Last of Us 2. I think that game's going to be fun.
I'm ready for it.
You'll be waiting for 3 more years.
Fine. I can wait.
We're going to be married by the time it comes out.
Oh, wow. Is this a proposal?
Yeah, that's why
Episode
I said we're.
You married me.
John, we've been kicking this shit around for too long.
All right, what's next?
This is the last big story. In fact, I'm going to exit. We're going to go with the last 2 stories. HBO is the multiple versions of the season finale, so that leaks, no one knows what the true version is. How you feel about that?
It's like Clue. You ever watch the Clue movie with Tim Curry?
There you go.
That's how I want the show to be, actually. I just want them to air all the different endings, and then you can vote on which one you like best for canon.
It's like American Idol.
Yeah.
It's like did you like Tyrion getting stabbed through the neck, or did you like Oberyn coming back from the dead?
Yeah. It's like voting for Jason Todd to get killed by the Joker. Yeah.
And the last quick news story is Bruce Willis is coming back for Die Hard 6. How do we feel?
I don't like Bruce Willis. We talked about this.
Hey, he's going to come and kick your ass, man.
I don't give a shit.
Sorry, I like you, Bruce. So if you come...
I'm not a Bruce Willis fan.
You and I'll grab you a beer.
I like the first Die Hard. Did you hear about what Die Hard 6 is going to be about?
No.
Me neither.
I thought you were going to say something interesting.
Why are they making another one?
I don't know. Because that franchise sells.
Does it, though? There's no way Die Hard 5 did that well. There's no way. There was no way.
How much?
Global?
I don't know.
$250 million. Global.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Domestic box office? What was your guess?
Domestic, 200.
$200 million?
Yeah.
67 million. Foreign box office 237. So total worldwide grossing 304 million, which is not too shabby.
Yeah, but dude, you wanna know how many Die Hard movies I've seen? 1.
Really? You've not seen any of the others?
Just Hans Gruber, man. That's all you need.
Die Hard 4, man. Die Hard 4. Live Free or Die Hard. Fire Sale.
We're losing all of our listeners right now.
No, we're not.
Yes,
hey,
we
Die
are.
Hard 4 is a good movie.
No, it's not.
Get something new out of it every time.
None of the follow-ups.
It's like Batman Forever.
Why would you... No. Why would you watch any of those?
They're good. Die Hard 2 is good, too. Die Hard 3 is like Sam Jackson.
Die Hard is a perfect movie. The sequels are completely unnecessary.
Oh, I have a machine gun.
The first one is it's such a good common man story. It's so good. And he's like talking to that cop on the radio, and Alan Rickman is a god in that movie. It's hard to top, and they just keep...
And they managed to do it in Die Hard 4.
They just keep eating more Taco Bell and diarrheaing it out.
Yikes.
Like, so much that, like, that news announcement makes me want another drink. You want another drink?
Yeah, pour me a small one.
Okay.
So while you're pouring that, I'm going to read you off this news story. And this is our last news story of the week before we transition into other things. This comes from StarWars.com. You heard it first, folks. J.J. Abrams
Star Wars?
What is Star Wars? J.J. Abrams to write and direct Star Wars Episode 9. J.J. Abrams, who launched a new era of Star Wars with The Force Awakens in 2015, is returning to complete the sequel trilogy as writer and director of Star Wars Episode 9. Abrams will co-write the film with Chris Terrio. Star Wars Episode 9 will be produced by Kathleen Kennedy, Michelle Rizwan, Abrams, Bad Robot, and Lucasfilms. This obviously butted out Colin Trevorrow, who was before this was set to direct the film. And also, the film has been pushed from summer of 2019 to December 20th
Shocker.
of 2019. Big old shock right there. I mean,
December.
so, while you were pouring that drink, what are your thoughts?
This is not going to be a good drink for me.
I'm sorry, buddy. Put some more lime in there.
It's not going to make it better.
I'll make it more tart.
This isn't a Sour Patch Kid. This is alcohol.
Remember Sour Patch Kids in France? Very bad kids.
Yeah.
All right, so give me your opinions. You're Mr. Star Wars.
Yeah. What's Star Wars again?
How do you feel about Colin Trevorrow being kicked out?
No, dude, it's going to be so sour. Why would you do that?
You'll
Look
be
at how much lime juice is in there.
Cheers! Hey.
Goodness gracious, like drinking a cloud of citrus. All right. I think we had talked a little while back, maybe not on the show, but just like casually. Colin Trevorrow, maybe not the best choice. You kind of picked him coming off of a big blockbuster.
Yeah.
That arguably isn't really a
Not
good directed
good.
movie.
Not a great movie.
Anyway.
No, not a great movie.
So I think this is good. Would I have maybe preferred a Rian Johnson? Possibly, depending on how The Last Jedi goes. But I can understand why you can't do 2 Star Wars movies back to back. That's just impossible, because then you get a prequel trilogy. You know what I mean? I think JJ's the smart choice. I think it's also a really good choice because I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because he kind of has something to prove where the criticisms of copying the original Star Wars came through.
Well, whatever. Yeah, I understand.
I know. I don't care. I thought it was a great movie. It's my 4th favorite Star Wars movie.
It's gonna hinge on what matters with 8 and 9.
Yeah. What I'm saying is I think he's going to have a little more confidence to go a little more out there.
Yeah, I mean,
because now that it's started and the ball's rolling and 8's about to be batshit crazy.
Well, this is the discussion I was having with a few friends the other week at work, was that they were saying, like, Episode 7, I loved it, but it's like, it was so similar to Episode 4, and my opinion is as such. J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, and the entire Bad Robot staff are too smart to not realize how similar that movie was to Episode 7, because I think that Episode 8 and 9 are going to directly play off the fact that history repeats itself. That's going to be the theme. At least to me, that's how I see it going forward, is that the theme of this is going to be like, history repeats itself, evil always rises up, so what are we going to do to combat that? And I think that Episode 7 had to be made because when we finish this trilogy and look back, it's going to be like, oh, we saw the parallels to Episode 4, but then look how they diverged their paths because Luke and Rey did something different, or Kylo Ren was different in this way, or like Finn and and BB-8, or it's like whatever. It's like
Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron, yes, exactly. It's like history repeats itself, but it doesn't necessarily have to follow the same path lines. And I think that's why Episode 7 was so similar. There's no way that they were sitting in that room and be like, this is a totally original idea. Nope. It's like a lot of that stuff was lifted straight from the page of Episode 4.
I mean, think about the part where they have the meeting at the Resistance base, and he's like, this was the Death Star, and this is Starkiller Base.
It's just 10 times bigger.
It's like... I love that part so much. It's so funny. Your tongues can't repel the fire of that magnitude.
So, yes.
So, I think this will be good.
I'm excited. I think it's a great choice.
I like JJ.
I'm no longer worried about Colin Trevorrow because
he's gone.
To be honest, every time we talked about this, it's like, Episode 8, I love Rian Johnson, can't wait, but Episode 9, Colin Trevorrow.
Now we don't really have to worry about it.
Now we don't have to worry about it because I love J.J. Abrams. Totally have faith in whatever he decides to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So, John...
Hopefully Luke's in it.
We have finished with the news.
Yep. You ready for the Dat Cave topic?
Yes, so we can do a Dat Cave, and then I have a episode 50 spectacular question that will take us about 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. You ready to head to the Dat Cave?
Let's go to the Dat Cave.
All right.
I've been waiting like 3 months to do that.
I have a simple question for you.
Okay.
Do you believe in other dimensions?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because Rick Sanchez makes it so.
Make it so, Rick Sanchez. Isn't it just like a weird concept to think that
mean,
like there's a doppelganger of you on another place like Earth, but he's like banging chicks left and right?
Yeah.
And tall.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm just going to slug my drink here while you... No, so alternate dimensions, that's the question, right? You said alternate dimensions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, I honestly, like, I think it makes sense for there to be a multiverse because I don't necessarily believe that time is one-noted. Like, we've proven through the theory of relativity that time moves slower or faster depending on where you are. So what's there to say that there could be a timeline that's moving a little bit slower, a little bit faster, somewhere else that means that I'm doing something a little bit different?
Do you think there's like a dimension where we're all like a different type of animal?
Oh, man. Oh, this is some heavy shit, dog. When did this turn into Radiovania Stoner Hour?
I'm just... Like, think about it. Like, what if there's a dimension where we're all like wolf people?
That's true. No, that could be, yeah.
Like, it's like the planet of the wolves.
Planet of the Wolves. Okay.
Planet of the
So
Wolves.
where's this question going at?
What I just want to... I mean, just like, how weird is that? Like, what if there's like any evidence that just like showed up? Would you get freaked out?
Well, it depends on the evidence.
Like,
I mean,
let's say...
So, like, future Playboy Zach is trying to reach out to 9 to 5 working Zach and, like, telling him, like, you could have this.
You could have it all.
No, I wouldn't be scared. I'd run to it with open arms. Are you kidding me?
Have you ever had any feelings of, like, memories or something that's, like, coming to your brain that clearly doesn't belong to your life but could belong to one of your doppelgangers?
To be honest, I think about that with deja vu a lot.
Really? That's what I think so too.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, it's
deja
like,
vu or
I'll
even
be like,
dreams.
Have I been here before?
Yeah, even dreams. I feel like that was too vivid. Like I have some pretty vivid dreams about like aspects of life or experiences that I think like, wow, it's like it's hard to believe that my mind came up with something like that.
Yeah.
But then again, the human imagination is incredibly complex and diverse. What spurred this idea on? Was this Blade Runner?
No, I'm just like,
You just been thinking about multiverse?
Thinking about it, you know?
Okay.
I just think it's weird. Like, what if there's a better version of me out there?
Well, the multiverse theory suggests that there's a version of you
Infinite
out there
possibilities.
that is Batman.
Oh, wow. That
Somewhere
sounds
out there,
pretty cool.
you are Batman. Does that make you feel better about yourself?
What would your number one choice of a other dimensional version of yourself be? What would that other person be like if you could
To be honest, if a green Rick and Morty style porter were just to open up right now in my bedroom, my hope would that he would step through and John Parker would be close behind him and would say like, we live in a dimension where Radiovania is the #1 podcast in the world. Come walk with us and experience this life. And that's what I want. I would just want to be able to do this for a living and not have to worry about anything else. We could do a show every other week and then take a vacation. Just go to Venezia. Go to Florenzia. And just
keep going. Say more things with Zach.
Go to Prague. Gah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, imagine being in another dimension and seeing another version of yourself. Weird.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You watch him, like let's say I'm watching myself at the grocery store in another dimension, right? He's walking around the grocery store, and he's buying food that I would never buy in a million years. That would blow my mind. I'd be like, this other dimensional version of me is not me. Because he doesn't eat what I eat. This is strange.
He's vegan.
Oh, God. Ugh. Or if you like Sloppy Joes or something.
You don't like Sloppy Joes?
I hate Sloppy Joes.
Really?
That's the only food I won't eat.
The only food?
Yep.
Do you like anchovies?
I'll eat anchovies.
So, I've become obsessed with anchovies.
Okay, this is going someplace.
So on my work pizzas, so I work at an Italian restaurant. Was that your foot?
What are you talking about?
I haven't heard thunder, by the way, since we started the show. So I guess that storm just like went right over top.
You want to do a rain dance real quick, or?
Hey yeah, oh yeah, hey yeah, oh yeah. No, so my after work meal recently has been
anchovy pizza.
Get ready for this.
I'm ready.
Thin pizza, so in a convection oven.
Okay.
Tomato sauce.
Tomato.
Shredded mozzarella cheese.
Tomato. Mozzarella.
Anchovies.
Anchovies.
Green and black olives. Mushrooms. And then it goes in the pizza. It cooks, comes out thin and crispy. And then I put some shredded Parmigiano over the top.
God, your shit must be green as hell.
Hey. This is a PG-13 show.
It's not.
It's not. It's an R-rated show. Let's not talk about my bowel movements, eh?
Is it good?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I've got 2 slices downstairs I'm about to kill after we finish with this.
Yeah.
So you can have a bite. Give me a neck. All right.
Nice. Wait.
Do you have another multiverse question for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were to find out about the existence of a multiverse, and this is not hypothetical, like you actually got physical
tangible
evidence, would you be able to carry out the rest of your life here knowing what it's like on another planet? Whether it's for better or for worse. Would that affect you think,
yeah,
in any
for
way?
Sure. It would
I know it would affect
absolutely
you,
affect
but do you
me.
think it would like derail you from your current path?
It
and
depends
you would start leaning towards it? Like, is that how the space-time continuum works?
That's not how it works. My path is destined.
Fate.
I think fate is
Everything happens for a reason.
I think fate is predestined, but that doesn't necessarily mean that fate can be altered in the way that we view it. It's just that you're ultimately going to find the same path line. So it's like, if the path line that I were to view in this alternate dimension as being like better, yeah, that would probably depress the hell out of me. And I probably, honestly, would probably shoot myself.
Please don't. That's just got really dark. Oh, hey, that's the end of the show.
No, that was a total
Christ.
joke. Hey, don't shoot yourself. That's a public. The more you know. All right. Do you have anything more about this alternate dimension topic?
One more. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm done.
That you're done?
Yeah, I wanted to know because it's been on my mind. You know.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. Whew.
Vamp for just a few
Glad
seconds.
to get that off my chest. You know, I've been thinking a lot about if I want to start changing my Wendy's order. And, you know, I used to be ride or die on the 4 for $4, but to be honest, I'm not finding it as fulfilling as it used to be.
I agree.
I've been thinking about stepping up to the big leagues. I've been thinking about stepping up to the number 2. Paying the premium for a nice big Dave's double. Fries, drink. Maybe sub the drink in for a chocolate frosty. Who knows? Zach's going to town over here on his keyboard, but
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
Well, okay, so
I'm not looking.
I was thinking of like what would be cool.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Enhance. Zoom. How many times do you think they said zoom in Blade Runner 2049? I feel like they're zooming in on pictures every mother.
Yeah, there's a lot of like drone stuff and some stuff going on there.
That's where our world's going, man.
I guess.
You know, the first one takes place in 2019.
Yeah,
it's 2 years away. We're screwed. Would you be a Blade Runner?
Too dangerous.
Do you think there's like a test to become a Blade Runner?
For sure.
What kind of test? Like a written test? Oral?
Definitely oral. Okay, so
you gotta suck off a replicant in order to
oh
be a
my
Blade
god,
Runner.
this show is definitely R-rated. Can't put this on YouTube. We're gonna get copy stricken. All right, so we're officially at an hour and 25 minutes of just pure nonsense. And the last topic of the day is our episode 50 spectacular. Wait, did you not have an air horn prepared? Wait, where? How did we not have an air horn prepared? We got our episode 50 spectacular. Are you ready, John? Get your phone out.
Bing, bing. Okay.
This is going to be difficult, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to complete this challenge. But this is something I thought of while we were watching Blade Runner.
You weren't paying attention to the movie?
Nope. I don't remember what happened.
In 2049 or Blade Runner, the original?
The new one.
Oh, wow.
So since we're at episode 50, and we saw Blade Runner today, I thought what would be better than to list Radiovania's top 50 movies of all time. So here's what we're going to do.
Holy.
You're going to start a timer for 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, we have to write down 50.
And then we're going to rank them?
Of the best movies of all time. No, so we're not going to rank them. We're just going to write down the 50 best, our choices of 50 best movies.
They're not ranked?
No, so we'll have to rank them another time, but it's literally just going to be like, what are our 50 favorite movies? If we had to pick a list of our favorite 50 movies, but we only get 5 minutes to do it, so it's like 5.00. You know what I'm talking about? It's like 50, kind of like 50,
no,
but we
I
have
get
50
it,
movies.
yeah.
So it's basically a movie a second is what we're trying to do.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to see if we can get this list to be as good as we possibly can.
Fast?
I'm going to try my hardest.
Should we do 10 minutes?
I might abbreviate.
Can we do 10 minutes?
10, but that throws off the whole 5050 kind of thing.
What if we do 50 minutes?
That's too long.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Do 5 minutes. We'll see how
minutes.
much we can do in 5 minutes.
All right.
Are you ready? We each need to take a big swig of gin. Cheers.
Wait, before we start. Sorry, we'll do the swig again. Can we include all films in a franchise and then count that as many as there are? So, like, for example, if I were to say Dark Knight Trilogy, would you count that as 3 movies?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Just curious.
That's fine.
Start over.
I have to take another shot because I just took a shot.
You're good.
Ready?
Yep.
This timer starts as soon as we put down these drinks. Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The
I'm
Dark
going to go
Knight.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. The Dark Knight Trilogy.
Oh, Dark Knight.
The Godfather.
Which Godfather?
The first one.
The Godfather 1?
And 2.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
You don't like Shawshank Redemption?
It's fine.
Oh my god. The Town.
No, I've not seen it. Well, okay, so I'm going to put parentheses, The Town.
You haven't seen The Town?
I'm going to put Baby Driver on the list.
Oh my god.
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh my god.
I'm also going to put my vote in for
Back to the Future.
Okay, Back to the Future. That's good.
Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay. These typos are the best.
Iron Man.
Iron Man?
Yeah, the first one.
That's fine.
Just
What
the
about
first one.
Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy, definitely.
Do you want to put Guardians 2 or no?
No.
What about
Not in the top 50.
Avengers 1?
Yeah, you can put it on there.
I don't know. I put that on there. We're only at 15.
Okay, we're doing fine. We got
All right, so what about
4 minutes left.
Prestige?
The Prestige, definitely.
What about Inception?
Inception.
I would put Interstellar on there too, honestly.
Fine.
I'm putting it on there.
Gladiator.
Gladiator? Okay, so while we're on that, how about Blade Runner?
Aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah, with the S.
That's fine, that's
and
fine.
You could put Alien too if you want, but I don't really know if it'd be my top 50.
What about
Tropic Thunder. No, don't put.
All right, so I'm not. Well, okay,
Django.
so Django, yes, perfect. I'm also gonna do Inglourious.
Inglourious Bastards. Big fan.
I'm gonna do Anchorman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. Oh my god. Ghostbusters, yes. Caddyshack.
Ooh, yeah. Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Elf.
Oh my god. I'm gonna do shit. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, Airplane.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Airplane.
a good one. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Okay. I'm gonna do Naked Gun. The one with OJ.
Casino Royale.
Oh, okay. Any other Bonds?
I'm a big,
Goldeneye?
I like Goldeneye. I also
I'm
like
fine with
Skyfall.
I'm fine with that.
But I don't know if... yeah.
Well, we can edit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, how much time are we
Do you
at?
have the Hobbit movies on there?
Oh!
I only like the second one.
Okay.
I like the first two.
I would probably opt for the first one over the second one.
Put both of them on there.
Okay,
Just not
I'm
the
gonna
third one. Can you put X-Men 2?
Oh, I forgot about superhero movies.
Yeah.
X2.
Logan.
Logan. What about...
First Class. No.
Probably not.
What about Spider-Man 2?
Yes, Spider-Man 2.
Holy shit.
What about Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man and Spider-man 3. All three of them.
All right, so Spider... well, I'm
Raimi
gonna do...
trilogy.
Yeah. Yes. Spider-Man Raimi. I'm gonna do... But what about...
Pirates trilogy.
Yes, Pirates.
Just the first 3.
What about 4? Why not? Oh, what about 5?
Yeah, not in the top 50.
What about... There's gotta be... Singing in the Rain.
Yes. La La Land.
Yes, La La Land. Holy fuck. What about...
Family Feud.
No, that's not a TV. That's
I
not...
know, I'm just kidding.
How much time do we have?
Oh, that's a good question. A minute.
Okay, so we're good.
Wait, how many are we at?
41.
Wait, we can get to 50? We could do this.
We're gonna try.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Do you like Terminator 2?
That's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
What about Die Hard?
Die Hard.
We talked about that
definitely,
extensively.
Definitely. What's another perfect movie? Casablanca. You like that movie?
I'm fine with putting that on there.
Okay, cool. What about we're missing some huge ones.
I know, I feel so bad. I'm looking through my Blu-ray collection right now. I would put on...
I would put Wonder Woman on there. But I don't know, you wouldn't. What about this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna
I know.
be.
We're almost...
Winter Soldier. Wow, we suck at this.
This is a lot of dead air.
You put all the Indiana Jones ones on there, though. Are you sure you counted them all with, like, trilogies and stuff?
What about...
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Extend that shit. Extend that timer.
Okay.
So we're looking up... We're so close that we're going to try to get it under the thing. I'm looking at best movies of all time on whatever. Top 100 movies of all time.
What about
according to
Fight
Rotten Tomatoes. That's not bad.
What about 7?
Mad Max.
Ooh, Fury Road?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Put that on there. Put that shit on
What
there.
about... Oh my god.
Remember the Titans.
No.
Oh, dude. You're breaking my heart.
It's an okay
You're going
movie.
down up there. Revenge of
We
the
forgot
Sith.
about like Disney movies too. What about like
Oh, Lion King. Here we
Lion
go.
King?
Aladdin.
Aladdin too?
Definitely.
I'm fine with that.
Hercules. You know-
Why don't we save a spot for Toy Story?
Toy Story. Hercules.
We're on number 50 right now. What about
2 minutes.
we're almost done. What about Harry Potter? What about Prisoner of Azkaban?
Oh my god, we forgot about Harry Potter.
That's fine. Okay, so we hit 50.
Half-Blood Prince.
We hit 50. John, round of applause. Come on. All right, so 50 movies for episode 50. We have Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is like totally off, by the way.
Yeah.
Look at some of these typos. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Indiana Jones, Dark Knight, Godfather 2,
Well, see, these are all multiple movies, too.
Baby Drive. Davy Drive. That's what I wrote down there. Back Tit Feature. Brick Fatted Club. Ferric Bueller. Guardians. So we have a list. We'll publish this on the show notes for this episode.
Oh, my goodness.
But there we go. There you have it. Radiovania's top 50 movies of all time.
I think we should definitely edit that.
We will definitely edit that down.
Like, we could take a whole show to do that sometime. But that was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's do another 50 activity. It's only 1:48 in the morning.
John, we've been going an hour and a half.
Ready?
I think it's time to shut
Top
it down.
50 Star Wars characters.
No.
Go!
Kaidi Mundi. Kaidi Mundi.
What else you got?
Kaidi Mundi.
Okay.
Kit Fisto.
Yep.
That's done.
Okay, we're done.
John, it's been a pleasure talking with you this episode. I'm glad we got to sit down and do this again. I'm looking forward. Tomorrow night, we're going to record an After Dark with your own favorite John Larson.
He is my favorite.
Oh, yeah. If you've never listened to the show before, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We really appreciate it. This has been one of my favorite episodes personally to record. We had a lot of fun doing this. It's just good to get back in the seats, good to get back talking. What, that gin hitting you hard?
It's not good.
Yeah,
Try
I know.
that.
It's a bad.
Try a sip of
I
that.
don't want to.
Just a little sip.
Okay, fine. I'll try it.
For the fans.
For the fans. The
the
fans
fans.
want it.
Just do it. I told you.
Add some lemon.
The lime is not going to help.
Yes, it will. It'll make it sweeter.
Are you high?
I am not high. I'm drunk. If you want to get in touch with the show, there is a myriad of ways to do so. You can email us at radiovaniashow@gmail.com. You can tweet me at Zach Rotello. You can tweet the show at Radiovania on Twitter. You can go to www.radiovania.com. It feels like it's reading Rainbow. Yeah.
Reading Rainbow. You think this is a game?
Yeah. If you want to support the show, if you really want to see us do more content, if you want to motivate us, go to radiovania.com and click that red subscribe button, like a video, leave a comment, do whatever you have to do. But YouTube is where we find revenue. And we're up to a whopping like $4.
We should have put Batman 1989 on our list.
There's a lot of I have some regrets.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna have to edit
Phone
that.
book.
Bob phone book.
But yeah, we'll edit that movie list. But remember, as always, feel free to email us and text us and tweet us and let us know what you want to hear for the comments. But we're going to try to get onto a regular schedule. We're going to try to figure out a way to get to you guys the Radiovania kick, that little hit that you need, that little weekly hit, that dosage.
A little bump.
Yeah, a little bump of Radiovania. But,
Bump
John, do you have anything
Sir.
else to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I would just like to add that it's good to be back. It's been a bummer being away. It really has. It was such a fun, like, consistency that we had going on, for a little while. It's a little sad that we have to,
I miss this.
Yeah, I do too. It's a bummer, but it's fun to do it when we can.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night to continue to do a little after dark thing. I gotta start brewing a good topic.
I got one.
You already got one already?
I got one for sure.
All right. Is it about interdimensional travel?
It is not, but that was a great at that topic. Just to let you know, it was a very out there. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
All right. As always,
Do you think time travel exists?
we thank you very much for listening. And one last cheers.
Cheers.
See you next week, folks.